Welcome to Balance Strength. I'm Coach Lindsay. Thank you for joining me as always. Today we're going to be doing a balance class, but a little bit more geared towards strength. So we're going to be doing some strength building exercises that also work our balance. So we're kind of hitting two things with one workout here, which is a beautiful thing. This is a little bit more of, I wouldn't say an advanced balance class, but it is a little bit more challenging. So I will be providing some beginner modifications today as well. So what you need today is you need a chair if you are more on the beginner side. So the chair is really just there for you to be able to hang on to should you need some extra support or start to lose your balance. You can also have a wall or a countertop close by as well. And then you will need one light weight. So this is a strength class, so we're going to be adding a little bit of resistance today, but the weight is also optional. So again, if you're more on the beginner side, you just want to do these exercises to build that mobility, you can certainly do that as well. I have 5 pounds for reference. I would go lighter, anything from 3 to 8, maybe 10 as well. Last but not least, make sure you have plenty of space around you. We don't want to create any tripping hazards. And then if you notice, I don't have shoes on. I prefer to do and recommend to do balance classes barefoot for a couple reasons. One being shoes tend to help us with our balance, right? Which is great when we're out and about. But if we really want to try to work on our true balance, we want to make sure we're removing all variables. So if you can be barefoot for this class, that would be great. Another reason is that we are able to kind of spread all 10 toes and really grip onto the floor, something that we can't do when we have the support of a shoe. So you can have shoes on for this, but I would recommend tossing those aside, having a barefoot workout. You're in the comfort of your own home anyways, so who cares, right? So let's go ahead and get started with our warm up, and we'll talk a little bit more about the class today. So we're going to start with some hip circles. Take those feet nice and wide and just rotate those hips. Just mobilizing those hips, very, very important when it comes to balance. So we want to make sure we're getting them all stretched out. Take those legs nice and wide. If you need them a little bit wider, that's perfectly fine. Gets you a little bit more range of motion here. So we have 10 balance exercises. We're going to be doing 40 seconds of each exercise, 20 seconds of rest. We're going to repeat it twice. So a good 20-minute exercise here. Go ahead and change directions. And the purpose of doing timed exercises versus giving you a certain amount is that you get to go at your own pace. So if you're new to balance, you take your time through those 40 seconds. If you're a little bit more advanced, you kind of try to get as many repetitions as you can. So all levels today, hopefully we can get some good modifications for everybody. Let's go ahead and get into some knee hugs. So this is going to involve a little bit of balance. Grab your left knee, pull it towards your chest, and then release. And then we switch sides. Now again, you do have that chair if you need support. So you can just use one hand to lift that knee up and grip onto the other or to the back of that chair. Now, I do have one rule when it comes to relying on a certain object, like a chair, a countertop, or a wall, is I have a 2-finger rule. So, meaning you can catch yourself with those 2 fingers, right? I don't want you relying on the chair. We're here to improve our balance. We don't want to take the easy way out, okay? So I realize some of you may need to have a little bit of extra support with that chair. That's totally fine. Just have a 2-finger, maybe 3-finger maximum on that chair. A couple more here. Excellent, really getting all the lower body muscles all stretched out. Let's go ahead and do some ankle rotations. So we're gonna take that ankle, we're gonna rotate it twice, and then we're gonna go flexion, extension. So rotate, rotate, and then flexion and extension. Excellent. Just on one leg here, up and down. One more, rotation, rotation, then we come up and we come down. Nice, other side. So from the side, rotation, rotation, and then we flex and extend. Nice. Really get those ankles nice and mobilized. Super, super important for balance. Every part of our lower body works together, right? To hold ourselves upright, make sure we're not falling over. Nice, one more rotation, 1 and 2, and then flex and extend. Last part of our warm-up, we're gonna do some side push-offs just to practice our balance through movement, right? So we're gonna start with that left leg. We're just gonna take a side step, and then we're gonna push ourselves back on that right leg, okay? So again, this is just practice. If you need to hang on to that chair as you come back together, that's fine. But a great way to kind of work on that side balance. Now, for an extra challenge, you can go into a little bit of a lunge and pull yourself back. Totally up to you if you want to go that route. You can stick with the side steps as well. Nice. One more here, we'll switch sides. Excellent, so same thing on the other side. This time your right side leads, we take a step out and we push back in. So the key here is to kind of use that right leg, pushing yourself and catching yourself with that left leg. When you're ready, if you want to go into that lunge, you can. Again, totally optional. Excellent. 3 more here. And last one. Great. All right, let's go ahead and do a rapid fire demo of the exercises today. Grab some water, hang out, just watch for now, then we'll get into it. First exercise, 40 seconds, calf raises. So this is where you have the option. If you are more on the advanced side of balance, you don't have anything to hang on to, your feet are shoulder width apart, you have a weight in your hand. You can either have this out in front of you or just in one of your hands, and you come up on those toes and you come back down. You can also place 1 or 2 fingers on that chair, so hold yourself nice and steady. You can also completely get rid of that weight, both hands on the chair as we come up and we come back down. So advanced, intermediate, beginner, little modification there. That's 40 seconds. Then we have a weighted crunch. So we're gonna hold the weight up in kind of like a goalpost motion, and we're gonna connect same elbow to same knee. So a good core exercise here, but also working on that right side balance. So we have 40 seconds on one side, 40 seconds on the other. Then we go into a squat. Now don't let that scare you, right? Lots of modification. So if you're more on the advanced side, we know what a squat looks like. We have our feet shoulder width apart. We can hang onto that chair or just have those arms out in front. You come down, sitting back on your heels, and you come back up. You choose the depth of your squat. So you can do a full squat. You can also just do a squat pulse, or you can hang onto that chair, squatting down. So a couple different ways to do that squat as well. Next, we have a single arm row. We're gonna take that left leg, we're gonna put that right leg behind us, and we're just gonna row, okay? So we're practicing staying very stabilized on that front leg and also building that upper body, okay? So right and left. Then we get into a lunge with a lateral raise. So similar to what we just did with the row, but this time we're stepping back. Weight is in the opposite hand of your leading leg, okay? So the leading leg is left, the weight is in the right. We're gonna step back. You can either just stop here, you can go into a lunge, or you can go into a half lunge. As we come together, we're going to lateral raise, okay? So it's one fluid motion, so we step back, catch your balance, do that lunge if you want, come together and lateral raise. So we have right and left. Last and final exercise of the set here, we have Superman. So this is where you're gonna wanna rotate that chair around. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our left leg as our supporting leg, and we're going to try to touch the base of our chair with our right hand, getting that right leg out, okay? So we're practicing that distributed weight again. So we're touching the chair and we come back up, okay? So Superman and back. Now, if you wanna try to go all the way down and touch close to your legs or your toes, you can. So this is your more advanced option, and then you also have your beginner touching the bottom of that chair. Okay, Mighty Family, that was a mouthful. Let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna start with our calf raises. 40 seconds, go ahead and pick whatever modification you feel is right for you, and let's go ahead and get started. So feet shoulder width apart, we come up on those toes, and we come back down. I like to start with the support of the chair, 1 finger, and then once I get more comfortable with this, I'm gonna take my hand off of that chair and try it, okay? You do the same. You can kind of fluctuate between modifications during the whole 40 seconds, totally up to you. We wanna come up on those toes, squeeze those calf muscles, and then come back down. Excellent, Mighty Family. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna sneak one more repetition in there. Excellent, go ahead and shake those legs out. We have our crunch on deck. So I'm gonna start with that weight in my left hand. My left hand and my left leg are gonna connect. So we're gonna go ahead and pick whatever support you need, whether it's a hand on the hip, hand on the chair. That weight is gonna come up into a goalpost motion, and we're gonna begin with that crunch here, okay? So same elbow, same knee, just connecting in the middle there. So really, really practice on holding your balance on that supporting leg. These exercises are not meant to be done quickly, okay? So this is why we factor in that balance, because we're doing them very nice and slow, nice and controlled here. Nice job. Again, you can drop that weight if you feel like the weight is a little much. If you need that added resistance, it's there for you. Excellent, Mighty Family. You've got 10, not 10, 5. My mind's wanting to do 35 or 45 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Toss that weight aside, give your body a little bit of a break. We have a 20-second rest here. So shake out the hips, shake out the arms. Nice job. Okay, other side this time. So grab that weight in that right hand. It's gonna come up in that goalpost motion, and we begin. So same elbow, same knee, and we come back down. Excellent. Now practice whatever makes you feel more stable, okay? So whether that's a hand on the hip, whether it's out to the side, or holding on to some support object. Excellent. It's okay if you start to lose your balance. Just rein it back in, squeeze the glutes, which are your butt muscles, your calves. Engaging everything is gonna help you stay nice and stable. Excellent. Ooh, see, we all get a little wobbly. Nice job. 3, 2, last one here, and set that weight down. Nice job. All right, on deck, we have squats, okay? So again, pick your modification, pick your depth of that squat. This is a great exercise for balance and full body strength as well, okay? So feet shoulder width apart. You can hang on to the back of that chair if you need to, or arms out in front, and we begin. So you go into your full squat if you choose, or you do a little baby squat, okay? Or you just do a little knee bend. Either one works, because you're practicing that movement from back to front with a squat here. Weight distribution. Nice job. Having those hands out in front really helps to keep you nice and balanced. Think of it as like a teeter-totter. Excellent. We've got 10 seconds here. Really focus on your form here and squeeze your lower body. Nice job. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job, mighty family. Let's take a 20-second rest here. Grab some water. We're halfway through the first set. We get to do this all again. It's a long class, but that muscle memory is super, super important, okay? So grab that weight. We're gonna do those rows now. So left leg leading, right hand has the weight. We take a slight lean forward and we pull that weight towards our ribs, okay? So keep a nice open chest right above the floor, okay? So we're about 45-degree lean here, but we're also not rounding our shoulders to where we're like this, okay? So we still wanna open up that chest, bring those shoulders back, and pull that weight towards our ribs here. Staying nice and balanced on that leading leg. Excellent job, mighty family. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower that weight, then step together. We don't want anybody falling or toppling over. So same thing on the other side, just switch that weight to the other hand. You have that right leg leading this time, but don't worry, you still have 5 seconds of rest. We're gonna take every second of it. Excellent. All right, 5 seconds is over. Let's go ahead and get started. So get into that split squat position, slight bend in the knee, and we go ahead and begin with that row. Pick a vantage point on the floor if you notice you start to get a little bit wobbly. You also have a chair to hang on to. So I broke my rule, 2 fingers. 2 or 3 fingers on that chair if you need it. You can also place your hand on your knee and remember to breathe. Nice job, mighty family. 10 seconds. Boy, these 40 seconds seem to go by quick. Wait till the second round. It'll seem a lot longer. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Lower the weight, step together. You can set your weight down if you want to. We're gonna just use it in the next exercise. So hang on to it if you don't want the extra challenge of picking it back up. But on deck, we have that lunge with a lateral raise, okay? Again, same thing with the lunge. You choose your depth. It doesn't have to be a lunge. It can just be a step back. So starting with your feet together, your left leg is going to be the leading leg. You have the weight in your right hand. So we take a step back, right? We can lunge. We can come up together, and then we lateral raise. So that lateral raise is just in line with our collarbone and then back down, okay? So keep going here. We take a step back, together, and raise. So nice and slow here. Again, you can just do the step back and push yourself together. Really focusing on that leading leg stabilization with that left side. Nice job. 3, whoop, 2, and 1. Finish out your repetition if you were in the middle, and we get a fancy 20 seconds of rest here. So same thing on the other side. Now think of this first time around as just practice, right? So you're practicing what you can do, you're getting the rhythm down. The second time around, we get to really kind of push ourselves a little bit more. So same thing on the other side, right leg leads, so left leg steps back, weight is in the left hand, and let's begin. So go ahead and step back, get your lunge in if you're there, come together, and raise. Nice and linear here, so as you step back, you're almost stepping directly behind your leading leg. Be very gentle of your knees here, so if you need to modify, you know what to do. Nice job. 3, 2, and 1. I messed up and started at the very end, so I have to finish my repetition. There we go. Awesome job, Mighty Family. Toss that weight aside. Flip your chair around if you're using one for these Supermans. So again, we have a leading leg. Opposite hand is gonna try to touch that chair, okay? So let's go ahead and practice the first one. We're gonna start with our feet together, and we're gonna go ahead and touch that chair and come back together. So you wanna be about 1.5 feet away from your chair to give yourself enough room to do that touch point there. Excellent. If you're feeling fancy, you know what to do. You can touch your toes, try to touch your toes. Keeping a very, very slight bend in the supporting leg there. Excellent. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Shake it out. So we've got one more. Then we get a nice minute-long cool down, and then we get to go through it all again. But second time around, you'll be a pro. All right, we hop into that last and final side. So this time, our right leg is supporting. Our left hand is trying to touch that chair, okay? Let's go ahead and begin. So left leg goes back, right leg is supporting, and we come together. Really try to do this very nice and slow so your right side gets to practice stabilizing. So spread those toes, grip the floor with your toes, really contract your calf muscles and your quads, quadriceps. Nice job. 12 seconds here. Nice and easy. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. Great job, Mighty Family. Shake it out. We got a whole minute of rest, so you do with that what you want. I'm gonna do some stretches. You follow along. If you wanna just sit and relax, you can too. So go ahead and get into some hip circles if you're stretching along with me. We just have a minute here, so we're just gonna do a few things to kind of loosen up the body after that first set. Then we get to do it all over, but the beauty of that is you know what it feels like now, right? So you know how to do all the exercises, you know what it feels like to do it the first time. So this time, challenge yourself a little bit. If you were holding onto that chair, try to let go or go down to one finger. This is your opportunity to kind of repeat and improve from that first set. Excellent. Get into some high knee marches here, just stretching out the hamstring. Our lower body is doing a lot for us right now. So it's gonna need some nice stretching and attention after the workout as well. Excellent, couple more on each side. All right, go ahead and get set up. Our minute is already over, which is so sad. Well, almost, we've got 10 seconds, but we're gonna get into those calf raises. So if you had that weight, go ahead and grab it. Set yourself up for whatever modification feels best for you. Just make sure you have feet shoulder width apart. We're up on the toes, we hold and we come down. Let's begin. Squeeze those calf muscles. Stabilize yourselves on your toes before you come down. So what we don't wanna see is this, okay? That's not fun, and that actually kind of hurts. So come up, nice and slow, hold it, and come down. So you have that chair if you need it. Nice job, 15 seconds here. We're not going for reps here, we're just going for time. So go through it very easy, be gentle. Keep a slight bend in those knees. Excellent, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Shake those legs out. Ooh, those calf raises are a little tough. But what we're doing is strengthening that calf muscle to better help us in balance in the future. So what you're doing now might not feel great, but it will affect you in a positive way in the future. So side crunches on deck here. So have that weight in your left hand. We're gonna crunch left elbow to left knee. And let's begin. You know what to do already with this. So meet in the middle, really squeeze that core. Try not to rely on that chair like I am. Find if I step further away, I don't want to use it as much. Nice, halfway. Really hold on to it. This is a pretty big distribution of weight, so our leg is going to be wobbly. It's okay. Nice job. 8 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Lower that weight. I'm going to toss the weight aside this time. Sometimes holding a weight in your hand for a long period of time starts to hurt the wrist. So if you're like me, roll those wrists out if you're feeling a little bit of the pressure. But we're going to hop over to the other side. So grab that weight, this time right, and let's go ahead and begin. So elbow to knee. Try to get the elbow to knee touch. If you can't, that's okay. Even if they are a couple inches apart, you're still getting that motion in. That's all that matters. Really squeeze that supporting leg. Spread those toes, grip the floor. Think of it as like a claw trying to dig into the floor. Nice job. 15 seconds here. These second round 40 seconds seem a lot slower than the first one. We're tired, that's why. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Toss that weight aside. Shake it out. We have squats on deck, which tends to be a doozy. So if you did them a certain way the first time, you need to modify a little bit more gentle the second time, that's fine. But let's go ahead and set up with that form. So feet shoulder width apart. We're practicing sitting back on our heels. So we don't want to be leaning forward. We want to be sitting back, okay? Let's go ahead and begin. Arms out in front. We come down and back up. Remember, your pulse can look like this. A lot gentler on the knees there. You have your chair as in addition to that, so you can hang on to it. It's all about getting the motion in, doesn't matter what it looks like. Awesome. 10 seconds here. Let's try to squeeze in 2 more. Nice job. 3, 2, and 1. Shake those legs out. Excellent job, mighty family. All right, we have rows on deck. So opposite leg, opposite arm, getting that upper body strengthened, but we still got 8 seconds of rest. So we're gonna take it. We're gonna take every second of it because we need that rest. So go ahead and grab that weight. We start with that left leg in front, right leg behind us, 45-degree angle with that chest, and we row back with that weight. So again, keeping that chest nice and open still. Kind of like you're starting a lawnmower. It is spring. It is yard work time. So think of this exercise as preparing you for that if you're still mowing lawns. We recently moved and we had to get a riding lawnmower. To be honest, I'm a little sad because I kind of like the push mowers. It's a good workout. Now I feel like I'm just taking the easy way out, but it's not. It's still tough. Nice job, mighty family. 3, 2, and 1. Put that weight down, come back together, and then get ready for the next side. So 20 seconds still though. Take it easy. Grab some water. I'm always a terrible example. I always forget to grab my water. It's across the room. I see it. It's right there, but I forget to set it by me. But hopefully you guys have water. All right, let's go ahead and begin. So right leg leading, left leg goes back, weight in the left arm, and we row. Staying nice and stable in that split squat position here. Excellent. We're pulling that weight towards our ribs here. So not up, but back. Nice. Excellent job, mighty family. 8 seconds. Let's get 2 more. I know we can do it. Squeeze them in. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Toss that weight aside, shake those legs out, stretch out the upper body if you need to. We got lunges and we got Superman on deck. 2 exercises, 2 on each side. We're almost through, Mighty Family. You're doing amazing. So let's grab that weight. We're gonna get into those lunges, okay? So feet together. We start with that left leg leading. So we take a step back with the right. Get into that lunge if you're there. Together and raise. Remember, you don't have to do the lunge. You can just take a step back. Still challenging on the balance there. Great job, Mighty Family. 10 seconds. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. I did the same thing I did last time. I started a lunge at the very last second. I had to finish it. All right, shake it out. 1 more on the other side, then we have our Supermans, then we get to stretch. So toss that weight into the other hand, shake those legs out, get your breath. If you need to take a longer recovery, that's fine, okay? You do whatever feels best. Right leg leads, left leg steps back, and let's begin. My knees are a lot more poppy today than they usually are. I never know if you can hear that on camera. Probably not, but it's probably a good thing you can't. I'm sure some of you can relate to that popping, snap, crackle pops that happen when you're just a little bit more stiff than usual. That's why we're doing this. Preventative maintenance. Nice job. 10 seconds. Don't forget to step together. Follow through with the whole exercise here. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Toss that weight aside. Flip that chair around. We have our Supermans, and then we get to stretch it out. So this time, see if you can't take a little bit of a further step back. Challenge yourself a little bit. So left leg is our stabilizing leg. We try to touch the chair with our right hand, and our right leg goes back, all right? Let's go ahead and begin. Ooh, nice and steady. Now, if you lose your balance like I did, you just drop that back leg. It's okay. Catch yourself. That's also part of balance, right? Is everybody loses their balance. So we got to learn how to catch ourselves when we lose our balance to prevent a fall. So even if you don't get the whole exercise, right, and you have to catch yourself as you lose your balance, that is a good thing to practice. Excellent job here. 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna do 1 more, just for the heck of it. It's the last time we gotta do it. Shake those legs out. 20 seconds of rest here, then we hop into our last and final side, and then we get to stretch. 30 minutes of balance straight is tough, so hang in there. We've only got 40 more seconds of work, then we get to take a break. All right, right leg leads, left leg goes back this time, left arm touches the chair. Take a step back, and let's go ahead and begin. Keeping that supporting leg pretty much straight, slight bend in the knee, okay? Nice job. Nice and slow. Resist the urge to push off of that chair. We're just touching it with our finger. Excellent. 8 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Finish out your rep, and that's it. We're done, just like that. Let's toss that chair aside so we have some room to stretch here. Got to get in some good stretching. So let's take our right leg. We're going to prop it over our left, and we're going to try to touch the toes. You don't have to touch the toes. We're just going to try. We're going to stretch out those hamstrings there. So again, right leg over left. We reach. You can grab onto that chair if you need a little bit of support here. This is a little bit of a balancing act as well, but a great hamstring stretch, releasing the pressure in your lower back if you have any. Excellent. Slowly come up, then come out of that leg pretzel. Same thing on the other side. So left over right, and we reach for those toes. Again, you don't have to touch the toes. I can't even touch my toes. Would not expect you to. Straight legs here. Feel that deep stretch in the back of the leg. Control your breathing if that heart rate got up there a little bit. Excellent. Slowly come back up. We're going to bring that chair back in, or if you have a little step stool or couch or whatever you want to use, we're going to prop that left leg up on the chair, and we're just going to lean, okay? So what we're doing is stretching that inner part of the thigh, of the hip flexor here. So play around with your distance, but we're just going to kind of do what we call a modified runner's lunge. Basically a runner's lunge that we don't have to do on the floor, which is great. That's my favorite. Lean into that, really feel that deep stretch of the inner part of your thigh here, your hips. Nice job. Go ahead and slowly come out of that. Make sure you're nice and stable before you drop that leg. And same thing on the other side. Keeping your chest nice and tall here. It helps kind of put a lot of the stretch into your hips versus your back. Excellent. Go ahead and slowly come out of that. Last and final part of our cool down here, we're going to take a big inhale. Bring those arms up. One of my favorite ways to cool it down here. We're going to interlock the hands and rotate them. Push up. And then as you feel ready, go ahead and slowly forward fold. Just let yourself hang. You can kind of go to one side, go to the other, whatever feels best here. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and round those shoulders and roll yourself back up. I now have sweat dripping into my eye. Let's bring those arms up and across our body, give ourselves a big hug. Thank yourself for joining and showing up for yourself and getting some balance in, getting some strength in, and go ahead and release. Awesome job, Mighty Family. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Balance Strength. I'll see y'all next week.